Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. There is an old clip of Professor Kithure Kindiki, a clip that has been making rounds for the better part of today. Let's listen to the clip before we proceed.
The Speaker, history is replete with strong, generous, and powerful kings and monarchs who have been brought down by the power of the people. And Mr. Speaker, today I want to remind them of a man called Belshazzar, a man who God favored to be king in the book of Daniel. Instead of being grateful that God has honored you among so many millions of citizens to be their leader, he entertained a government that was so divisive, so oppressive, and he did a big party and called all the important men whose fathers and mothers were important people at that time. And the Bible says he made a feast and he entertained them in that feast, and even went on to commit sacrilege by using the utensils that had been taken from the temple to commit and drink the drink of fornication using the vessels taken from the temple. Mr. Speaker, as they were enjoying, as they were making merry, as the deep state was celebrating, as the system was celebrating, suddenly, and I say suddenly, there is going to be a war in this country. There is going to be a writing on the wall. Mene, Tekel, and Parisi.
That was Professor Kithure Kindiki when Uhuru Kenyatta was still the president. And at that time, Kithure had just been sacked as the Senate Deputy Speaker. So he was very bitter and angry with Uhuru Kenyatta, and those remarks were meant squarely for Uhuru Kenyatta. In this video, I want us to dissect those remarks, after which I'll explain why I strongly believe Kithure Kindiki had a premonition of Kenya. Before doing that, if you are watching us, but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Kithure Kindiki had a very strong opinion that Uhuru Kenyatta's government was very divisive. And because of that, there was going to be war in Kenya. So according to Kithure Kindiki, a divisive government can lead to war. That's exactly what Kithure Kindiki was saying. And he was making it very clear that the power belongs to the people. Not even the police, not even the army, not even the deep state. The power belongs to the people. Let's dig deep, ladies and gentlemen. If you compare Uhuru Kenyatta's government and William Ruto Rigathi Gachagwa's government, which one is more divisive? It's very clear William Ruto's government is coming out as the most divisive government since independence. We are seeing, or rather we are looking at a government that its top leaders are making it very clear in broad daylight that this is a company of shareholders who voted for that government. If you never voted for that government, forget about government services. I think there can be no more divisive government than that kind of a government. We are looking at a government that appointments are only going to two communities. There can be no more divisive government like that one. If you look at the top government leaders, they are actually chest thumping and bragging. They want to be seen as if they are cleverer than all other Kenyans. I strongly believe, and I'm saying this without taking sides, this government is coming out as more divisive than any other government in Kenya since independence. And just as Kithure Kindiki was saying, that a divisive government can lead to war, it's almost very certain and very clear that if things continue the way they are going, Kenya is headed to war. Look at Kenya since independence. Kenya has been ruled by only two communities. And as time goes by, these two communities, the leadership is coming out as more abrasive and more oppressive. To a point, they are even now brave enough to tell Kenyans that only those who voted for them, they will serve. And it's clear it's a government that, going by what Chebukati announced, only two communities gave it a majority vote. The other communities gave it a minority vote. And that only goes on to confirm that a whooping majority of other Kenyan communities do not feel or see this government as being representative of their feelings. They see this as a government not representing them. And that's why I strongly believe, just as Kithure had predicted, if things continues, there will be war in Kenya. And this will be a war between Kenyans themselves and the fake leaders. Kenyans will not fight themselves. Kenyans will fight the fake leaders. These liars who, when campaign, or rather who cheats them, that electors, we are going to do this, we are going to do that. Upon being elected, they are doing their own things. And I'm saying that because if you look at even the areas that voted for William Ruto, they are already crying and cursing this government. The mountain overwhelmingly voted for this government according to Chebukati. The mountain is already crying. We have even seen some rebellion and some anti-William Ruto sentiments coming from the Kalenjin nation. All this just confirms that the war Kithure Kindiki might have been talking about, that war is maybe just around the corner. It's going to be a war, Kenyans versus fake leaders. Kenyans versus leaders who are in politics for their own personal gains. And I'm saying that because even some we saw cheating Kenyans that they were in Azimio. What they are doing now, they are being bought like goats to join a government that is clearly oppressing Kenyans. The war Kithure Kindiki was talking about is going to be a war between them, the leaders now, versus Kenyans. That's the only war I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. And those sentiments by Kithure Kindiki also just confirms that Kenyans and most of Kenyan leaders have got very short memory. Very short memories. What Kithure Kindiki was accusing Uhuru Kenyatta of doing, those are the exact things he is doing in William Ruto's government. Oppressing the people, making life very hard for the people, dividing Kenyans along tribal lines. Kithure Kindiki was just threatening yesterday that he was going to deal with the Azimio for calling for mass action. So you are seeing clearly a leadership that has got a very short memory. And the war Kithure was talking about, that war might just sweep them out of power. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like, and to our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you're giving me here. If you want to support our forum, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. Yes. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.